And hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you very much for tuning in to iTrain Kids Facebook Live. My name is Kaylee, and of course today we would like to tell you more about, well, what can girls do, especially in the STEAM industry, in the STEAM field. What actually STEAM means? Well, it actually refers to science, technology, engineering, arts, and last but not least, mathematics. So right here, how we can have full development on these 5 different categories, 5 different fields? Well, maybe the 2 ladies right next to me can share this with us. But before we introduce them to every one of you, well, here, ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to walk away with 50 ringgit touch and go e-wallet top-up, what you need to do is very simple and easy. Please like iTrain Kids Facebook, yes, the Facebook live stream page that you are viewing right now. Give us a like, share this live stream out to your friends and family. Make sure you set it as public so that we can see you. Last but not least, go down to the comment box and type in, I love iTrain Kids. All right, we hope to see your comment. And if you have any questions on today's topic, which is this one, Power in Diversity, Girls in STEAM, make sure you leave your questions over there at the comment box. We have the 2 beautiful ladies, young ladies, to tell you more about that later. Okay, so here, without further ado, right next to me, I have 2 young ladies here. Allow them to introduce themselves. First and foremost, let's have Sai. Hi, Sai.
Hi, thank you so much. My name is Sayasha. I am 17 years old and I am from SMK Aminuddin Baki, KL.
Thank you, Sai, for joining us here today. And right next to Sai, we have another one young lady here. Hi, Chan. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. My name is Chan Yuyan. I'm 17 and I'm also from SMK Aminuddin Baki, Kuala Lumpur.
Okay, you know what? These 2 young ladies are actually digital ninja. But what actually means by digital ninja? I have no clue on that. So maybe the 2 young ladies here can tell us more about it. Chan, what is digital ninja?
Well, to me, Digital Ninja is sort of like a camp for students where they can learn a lot about technology and basically a lot of the future tech. And yeah.
For me, I feel that Digital Ninja is an amazing accelerator lab where they put together talented students from all over Malaysia and really exposes to the world of technology, coding, programming. But besides that, it really helps to build leadership skills as well as, just being able to think outside the box. So, yeah.
Okay, but because we do not have any involvement in this before, and we do not know what is Digital Ninja before that. So for every one of us here who is catching our live right now, can you please tell us, how do you know Digital Ninja at the first place?
So for me personally, back in when I was in Form 2, I was introduced to this program, and via that, one of the trainer actually shared this link to me. And definitely this was also encouraged by the school and the teachers, as well as the trainer. So this was actually how I got to know about the program. And definitely there is a selection process. So I filled up this Google form where I actually got through the process. And that was when I managed to join the camp.
I see. What about Chan? How do you know about this? Is it because of size? Since both of you are in the same school?
Well, actually, both of us are actually in the same program. And I also got introduced to it. But however, in the first year, I was not so fortunate. I didn't get selected. But during the next year, we had a competition, and I met Puan Ozra there, and that's where I actually got into Digital Ninja.
Okay, because we have a private chat earlier, and I realized that both of them are from the same school. They are good friends, and they are in the same team at the Digital Camp Hub. Okay, so maybe Chan, you can tell me more about this. Do you actually know Sai from the camp, or you actually know her earlier in the school?
I know her earlier in the school. We were from the same class for about 5 years now.
Were you good friends before that?
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
So is that one of the camp? Do you think that with this camp, it actually helped you to develop your friendship together, Sai?
I think definitely, because, through this camp, I got to know so much more about Chan. And that's when I realized, we actually think alike. Our passion, not exactly alike, but our passion, what we want to do for people around us is very similar. And because in the camp, we actually stayed together at certain places for weeks, right? So I really definitely got to know a lot more about Chan personally. So yeah.
Okay, with the name Digital Ninja, it allows me to have this imagination that these young ladies, together with a bunch of teenagers in a village, a ninja village, learning technology stuff with computer. But does it really happen in the reality? I do not know. Maybe you can find it out through a video coming up next. So right here, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not shared this video, make sure you share this live stream out to your friends and family, set it as public, because you might be one of the winner to walk away with 50 ringgit e-wallet top-up that we have for you here today. And besides that, for you to find out more, sit back, relax, enjoy the video first. Wow, so right here, this is the video. Okay, from the video I can see that you guys enjoy much, and not only indoor activity that you guys have right there, but also some outdoor activities like swimming, jogging, and a lot more. So maybe you can tell us your experience in this camp, Chan.
In the beginning, we have a lot of talks about technology and marketing and a lot of presentations about all of these things. And near the competition, we actually had this one day where it was a lot of team building activity to get our minds off of the stress of the competition the next day. So yeah, that's where the swimming pool comes in. We did a team building competition, sort of building boats and to make sure it's floating in the water. And those that didn't float, the whole team will have to jump into the water.
Okay, so Sai, I got a question for you here. You know what? A lot of people think that, hey, when we join this camp, we are supposed to get something from it. And I believe you girls got a lot of things. You have fun, you have knowledge gain. What about from the other perspective? How do you contribute to Digital Ninja?
Right, thank you. That's a very interesting question, I would say. So personally, definitely I agree. I got a lot from it. I think I grew as a person. But how I actually would consider myself giving back to the team as a whole is when I work in a team. So I think in a team it's very important because last year was my 3rd year. So especially that time I felt a bit more, I know how things work roughly. And especially to deal with pressure, to work together in a team with different people, different characters. And for me, how I managed to give back is to always be able to manage a team well. So I think I always try to show an example to the people around me how to actually come up with ideas and products that actually benefits the society. To always come up with innovations that help the people around us and not just for the sake of I want to build a robot just because it's cool, right? Build something that's meaningful for the society.
Okay, so does it mean that it actually helps you to gain your leadership skill from that?
Definitely. So for me, leadership is because every time I'm in a team, personally I'm a bit more dominating in character.
I can see that.
But when I actually am put in a team, sometimes I have to, leadership for me, personally, is not just me leading someone else, but being able to educate someone else to lead as well. So I think this program just allowed me to ensure that everyone is learning and everyone are leading in their own field. So the first time I came for Digital Ninja, we had social media manager, project manager, and different managers. So I wouldn't consider myself as a leader, but more of a mentor. And
Yeah, because you're already in this camp for 3 years continuously.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Chan? How do you contribute back? How do you contribute back to the Digital Ninja?
Like Sai said, a lot of what Digital Ninja teaches us is to create solutions that's meaningful, that can give back to the community itself, right? So yeah, to me, it's more on the empathy side. They teach us a lot on how to put yourself into other people's shoes. And that's where you actually find these ideas to actually come up with solutions that can actually help people out there.
Well, this one I pretty agree because when you ask me, we have a huge age gaps right here. I'm not going to tell you how old I am right now. Okay, but we have a huge age gap. When I was in high school, I do not realize that problem solving is actually a skill and it's an asset, a very valuable asset. nowadays. Because if you can solve people's problem, it allows you to go further in your career path, in your self-development, and so on. So here, I can see that both of you are very different compared to the girls at the same age. Well, is it because of Digital Ninja, what you have been through, what you have learned from it? Chan?
To me, I think so. A lot of how my thoughts are like this is like through various experience from reading books and joining competitions like this, and even being in a team where there's just different types of personalities. That's where I feel like I can learn the most.
Sai, I got a question for you. Yeah, because from the video just now, we can see that there are more boys than the girls. Okay, girls only a few. I know you might think that this is like gender equality, but this is not something that we would like to emphasize here today. I would just like to know, why do we have more boys than girls in Digital Ninja? On your opinion, Sai?
So personally, I'm not exactly sure on how they actually select, right, in the first place, but I think this would be because generally the STEAM or the STEM field is just a more male-dominated sector, and it's quite rare, or I would say just the opportunities, it's not a very, as I mentioned, it's a very male-dominating sector. So when people talk about STEM, people will be like, populated or it's majority boys. So the exposure that we actually get, especially for the girls, or the way they put it, it's very like for a boy. So this is why I would say that maybe, the reason why there are more boys, but definitely it has increased. The number of girls have definitely increased over the years. And it's a very positive and happy numbers to actually see more girls that we can work together with. And even over the years of the program itself, definitely there were more girls. And in fact, the youngest Digital Ninja participant was a 9-year-old girl, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
yes,
really?
and she's really good. So yeah.
Okay, because on my point of view, I somehow realized that the parents actually plays a very important role in this segment, because you are the one that decide where your kids want to be in the future. So if you let your kids to explore more in the STEAM field, then at the end of the day, they will be in it just like Chan's parents. So Chan, what do you think about this significant difference right here on the numbers, on the ratios that we have between boys and girls in the camp?
I think there might be the difference in the numbers is because maybe the school, they don't really introduce this to the students, right? Because from what I'm seeing from my school, it's a lot of teachers just choosing students that they think can excel in this, and they will tell them to actually join this competition or program when we don't really know what it is. So I think, yeah, schools definitely play a role in actually introducing them into these types of programs.
Okay, so now another question right here. Since we have lesser girl in the camp, Digital Ninja camp, so does it mean that the boys always play the leader role?
Definitely.
You know I'm asking you.
So definitely not, I would say, because in my team, I've always took up the lead role, and definitely I would say in all the other teams, right, Chan, even in Chan's team, she was actually playing the lead role, and in fact, I got the best role model and leader award last year. So I would say it's nothing got to do with gender. It's just more of who is more talented, who has the potential, who is just more open-minded, and no one chooses the leader. It's who actually steps up and takes that role.
You mean like volunteer?
Volunteer, and who usually automatically there'll be like this one person who ends up like managing the team. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a boy. No.
Okay, so does it mean that you are always the person that raises up your hand and say, hey, I want to be a leader?
It's not like that. So initially, yes, I used to be like, you know what, I want to be the leader.
Opportunities we have here.
But yeah, I think over time it was more of like the team. Because first we'll have like these ice-breaking sessions before we actually choose and decide on who the leader will be. So after a while, actually, like Ms. Fessy, like we're assigned to like another mentor, right? So the mentor asked, last year especially, the mentor asked, who do you think should, lead the team or play like the project manager role? So they actually voted for someone. So I think as a whole, you just have to be able to understand the people. And girls definitely play, I'm not mentioning anything bad here, but we think more from the mind and the heart as well. So I think we're able to connect emotionally as well.
I see. In our private conversations earlier, I actually found out that there's something very different between both of them. Sai is more to a dominant person, to be more as like a leader type of person. And Chan, you are a very easygoing person. Yeah, if I would like to select a teammate, I would select, I'm so sorry, I would select Chan. Yeah, right here. Because it's so easy to work with her. She is like, hey, I give you my suggestion. You are the type of person who gives suggestion, not feedback. You know, feedback is useless because you only, it is honest. Yeah, this is the honest thing that I would like to share. You know, when people ask you, hey, what do you think about the food? Not bad lor, okay lor, taste bad. So you do not provide any good suggestions. But Chan, this type of person, she will be like, I think it's good, but it will be better if we add in more chilies into this dish. So Chan, you are the type of person that I would like to put into my group. So here, I would like to ask you, are you the type of person who found out that, hey, you actually enjoy more benefits in the camp because you are a lady, since there are not many girls in the team? Yeah, first of all, you are already easygoing, and at the same time, you are a girl. So do you enjoy more benefits, or do you think that it's a disadvantage at the end of the day?
I think the benefits I get from this, and like, I don't know, to me, I feel like it's very balanced. It doesn't really matter your gender. I think the benefits, the things that you get out of this program is very just balanced. You just get everything there. There's no like any discrimination or like any difference in the things that you get from this program.
Okay, maybe I put it into a clearer view here. So do you prefer more girls in the camp together with you, or you enjoy where you are right now? Like for example, if you got another lady together with you, you girls can go toilet together. Yeah, you know, you girls can enjoy meal together, enjoy a private sessions, girls talk together, pillow fight together. So do you enjoy, you know, having more girls in the camp?
That I definitely do, but yeah, because like I think it's a lot easier if there's more girls in the team, so that you can actually communicate better instead of just having, let's say, all the boys right in the team. I feel like there's a gap there, so like what we share to each other is very different from what we will share to the person with the same gender, right?
Especially in this age, especially in this time where you are in your growing stage.
Yeah.
What about Sai?
For
How do
me,
you feel being the minority?
I think I've never, luckily, because my team has always been balanced. I mean, of course, there will be like, if there are 5 people, 2 of it will be girls and the 3 of it will be boys, right?
Okay.
But I think, because I've worked with, I'm a very neutral person, so if you're good, if you're open-minded, I'm able to work with you. So I'm not very much of, yes, I need a girl with me, but of course, you know, we would love to see more girls, work together with more girls and things like that. But I think everyone has their own strengths, so I am fine with working with either a boy or a girl.
Okay, so here another question I would like to raise to Sai as well. How do you think, since you enjoy more girls in the camp, you enjoy more girls in the Digital Maker Hubs, so what do you think, or maybe like, hey, any suggestions you can provide to Digital Maker Hubs so that we can encourage more girls to be part of the STEAM or ICT world?
So I think definitely it's just to expose it more in schools. I think because, like Chuck mentioned earlier, it's very niche. It's very to certain students. If you're good and you've always been excelling in that field, then more opportunities will come to you. So instead, what can be done is, I think the Digital Maker Hubs is doing a great job already, because they're going to certain schools and just approaching and striking this off. Because I had no idea about it until someone introduced it to me. And that started because of school, because of external parties coming to school and collaborating with schools to do these things. So I think definitely the awareness is very, very important. Someone else coming and telling us. But what is more important is to just tell people that there is a lot more to STEAM or STEM than just learning about coding and becoming a future engineer. There's a lot more job opportunities that are not even there right now. It all really depends on this field. And to just show that, because throughout this process, we learned empathy, we learned leadership skills besides technical fields, right? So people should know that there is a lot more to STEM than just what people think it is.
What about Chan?
Yeah, I agree a lot with Sai. It's like a lot of things when people say STEM or STEAM, you think a lot of like these technical things, coding, but I think anyone can literally be involved in STEM, because it's really up to your creativity, right? It doesn't have to go with like, if this is what's being presented, then you have to follow exactly like that. I think it's like, it's really up to how you want it to be presented, and how you learn is also, everything is really up to your own creativity.
I see. Well, I somehow realized that something different in the current world is the younger generation actually do not think in a positive way compared to the previous generation. Yeah, their mindset is very negative. Okay, according to research done. Yeah, I must emphasize on this. And secondly, we do not have logical thinking anymore. Like for example, last time when things happen, you will know how to find a solution. What solution is needed for this problem? These are the proper logical thinking. Solve questions one by one. But here nowadays, people are more into the social media, so they do not know how to solve problems anymore. They will question the question. Questions the problem. Why is this happening to me? And what should I do has no longer be a thing that pops up in their mind anymore. So do you think that with the Digital Ninja Camp, the Digital Maker Hub can allow you to have a better and logical thinking at once, together with your creativity gain?
I would say definitely. So how I was 4 years ago is not the same as how I am now. Because what I've learned over the years is that, I think I agree with you partially though. Not everyone, right? We can't categorize everyone as not being able to,
Majority, I would say.
Yeah, the current gender. It's because they're very into technology. They don't really have much, especially during this pandemic, they don't have much of a physical conversation with people, so they don't know how to deal with certain things. So I would just like to highlight, maybe the first thing is, like what Sean mentioned, empathy. So I think empathy is a very important value that everyone has to have. And with empathy, you will actually, because what happened in this camp was, we actually got to go to the field and really see how these problems actually are. So one of the year was agriculture. So we went and saw what was the issue and really just experienced how it actually is. So when, instead of hearing it, we see it for real, we're like, oh my God, this is actually a serious issue, right? So it really allowed us to put ourselves in someone else's shoe and just understand their problem. And this value, like how it helped me is now anything I see, any problem I see, I wouldn't question it. Instead I'll think of what can be done to make this better. So that's like a very important skill. And next is definitely to deal with different type of people, like I've constantly mentioned. Because now everyone's just like constantly online and things like that, right? How this program has helped me is that now I know how to respond instead of reacting to certain situations. So that was like a very important thing I've learned.
Okay, so does it mean that with the Digital Ninja Camp, the Digital Maker Hub, it allows you to have a better observation at the end of the day, and with the observation you have gained, it provides you to have an answer, a problem, solutions for the problems that you have faced currently?
Yeah, so I think a lot of like why we think like majority really think like they don't have the problem solving skills is because I think it's that we are not really exposed to the outdoor. So a lot of times we spend a lot of times using social media and things like that. I think this is like, it just makes us have less experience of what's actually happening out there. And through this Digital Maker Hub, they really expose us to these problems out there, and we can really realize that it's actually going on. It's just that we have spent so much time on social media that we stop going out and we don't really experience how it is. So I think, yeah, Digital Maker Hubs really puts you into this mindset of there are these problems and there are ways you can solve it, and with your creativity, it can even be better.
Okay, so here, the next questions will be regarding with your past. I would like to know, who actually put you into this field, the STEAM field? Who is the one that inspired you? Any teacher, lecturer, parents, cousins?
For me, my family, they're not really into this. So for me, it came from our class teacher. She introduced us to this Shell program. That's where I actually got into it. And then the coach really inspired me to keep on going. Because in coding, that's like really a lot of, it's difficult when you first start out, but our coach really inspired and guided me.
What about Sai?
I mean, we were from the same class.
So he's the same teacher.
Same teacher, but
Okay.
for me, of course, definitely same thing, the coach. But I think at home itself, my dad is into this field. So initially I found it boring because I was like, you know, you're sitting in front of the laptop all day long, because I was not aware, right, of all these external things that I can get. So who really inspired me, I think it would just be the way they promoted this program would be very interesting. It's like, instead of coding, you will learn this, and that. And it's a camp. And you know, I think school encouraged, school really supported, and my family also really gave a lot of support throughout this program.
Thank you. Okay, so do you see yourself creating any innovative solution in the future? Because you have seen what is going on at the outside world. Yeah, so any solutions right here for the future? And how do you see that being a key inspiration to the large pool of girls in Malaysia to take up this field? Let's begin with the innovative idea in the future first, with Sai.
So yes, definitely I see myself coming up with hopefully many more innovations in the near future. That's because I think over the years, I've become really passionate about sustainable development goals. Just like, I really love research. I think at this point, to just find out, because this process, I think one of the biggest things I've also learned is research. Because sometimes we can't really physically go on the field, but instead we can find out about problems. So I think what I'm very passionate about is to just come up with solutions, innovations, to solve real life issues. And it can be as simple as water issue, like cleanliness, or as simple as coming out with a smart farming kit, you know, to provide more food, or independent and sustainable growing of food, right? Which we're working on as well. So I think definitely I do see myself doing more in the future.
Thank you, Sai. What about Chan?
For me, I think it is in me to always help other people. It's really something that I really like doing. And I think, yeah, definitely because of that, I will definitely keep on creating innovative solutions to help the community and stuff. And it doesn't really stop at solutions. It can also be like movements or like services that can actually help other people too.
I see. So do you see yourself being the key inspiration for a large pool of girls out there?
Hopefully. Definitely, of course, I do want to, because I think I'm very passionate about starting my own business in the future, my own company, right? And the reason I want to do this is to just, besides inspiring in my life code or whatever, I just always wanted to inspire people out there. Not necessarily girls, but I think now what I'm doing is, I have become an inspiration, especially just, you know, the closest to me, my sister, right? So I think we don't have to inspire many people around us, but at least they're able to learn something from me. So definitely, I do hope with the work I'm doing, people actually learn a thing or two.
Thank you. Chan?
I think for me, it's more to like, I want to show the people that all of these things is not, of course, it's not as easy or it's not as hard as it is, but it's possible. That's what I want to show the world. Like, all of these things are actually possible.
Thank you. Well, from what I see here, these two girls really have their own mindset, well, not easily being influenced by the others. This is very good because you got to have your own vision. You have to have your own goal in order for you to move on at your life. So here, let's have a little test for both of them. Well, this happened randomly because the production team do not know. Both of them also do not know. Well, you know what? Let's talk about a crisis that you think happening in Malaysia currently, and it will affect our future after this video. And after this video, and the video is about one of the teaching that they have done in year 2020, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so let's have a look on this video together. Sit back.
Here at Thinka, we imagine a better, more sustainable future. And today, we have introduced to you our vision of the future. In our FIFO kits, we provide a superior quality, one-of-a-kind gardening experience. And by democratizing organic vegetables, we provide the users the option to eat organically and more affordably. Get ready for your next generation of gardening experience.
Wow, so you can see right here, you girls not only find a solution, but at the same time, you need to have a good presentation skill over there. Well, because for me, it's like if you are good with ideas, you can come up with fabulous ideas, but at the end of the day, you do not know how to present it out. You cannot find, Yes, budget. Because everything require models, everything require capital. So with a good pitching skill, at the end of the day, you will achieve what you want. You will get your goal as achieved at the end of the day too. So here I have a questions. I have a questions for you girls just now. Like, what do you think about Malaysia current crisis? Well, food, water, and so on. But for me, I always think that water crisis is one of the main thing happening right now in Malaysia. We have not changed our water pipe. You know, the main pipe, everything, ever since our Merdeka. So it actually caused a lot of wastage on water and so on. So what about you girls? What do you girls think? Current crisis that we have in Malaysia right now.
The first thing that came to my mind was small businesses. I think a lot of small businesses, they are trying their best to actually get income to support their families, you know. I think it's really difficult for them to actually market their business out there. And I think that this MCO, some, like, let's say radio stations, right, they've really helped these small businesses to promote their products to the audience.
I see. Thank you. What about Sai?
I think that's a very good point. So yeah, small businesses closely relates to, I think, as the project you've seen earlier, food. I think organic food is a very niche product for it's only meant for certain people. However, I've always believed that food, education is a very basic human need and everyone has to have the right to it. And so this is an issue that I think organic food shouldn't be only for a specific group of people, right? And especially the awareness about things in general. So I think just to work closely with farmers, because there are a lot of farmers out there, and they're doing a lot actually, but we have never taken it seriously, like to what extent, right? So I think that is also one of the issues, but definitely the water issue as well, because I'm currently working on a project very closely related to provide, with my brother in fact, to provide clean water for rural areas, because it is also a huge issue and not everyone has the right to access water, which is another basic human need. However, I don't. It happens everywhere. I wouldn't say it's a huge issue, but this is what really came to my mind.
Thank you. Well, the reason why I ask this question is because I always believe that if you would like to solve, if you would like to solve the problem, you need to find out the roots of the problem itself. So here it seems that both of you have a very clear vision on that. So here, let's go back to the video that we have saw earlier. It's about a pitching. So it's a piece of pitch. So here, both of you work together in the same team. What's this all about, Chan?
Let me just get into the solution part, right? So this whole project is actually a small gardening kit, that smart gardening kit that you can actually have in your homes to actually grow organic food. So as I said, organic food is actually quite expensive out there in the market. That's why we're offering this solution for the community to actually just grow their own organic food.
Okay.
So yeah, I think adding on to that, it allows a self-sustaining way for us individuals, because we know where the food is coming from. We know it's not like contaminated with pesticides or like the fertilizers people are using and things like that, right? So we are aware that the food is there, but at the same time, I would say it's more of a satisfaction. You know, not everyone likes it, definitely, but it's an automated system, so if you don't have to actually monitor it all day long. But how did we come to the solution? It's actually not just the both of us. In fact, there's another boy in this team, and his name is Arif, right? So we always sat and thought together. So the story started off by me going to the market with my mom, and I went to the corner and I was like, I want to go there, but that was the organic section. You know, the vegetables look really good and things like that. But instead of we go to the market early in the morning, we don't go to the organic section because it's quite pricey, right? So, and we thought like, we our sat together and we all saw this as a problem. We were like, you know what? We have to do something about it. So that's when this whole project, Fito, started.
Okay, so who is the person that you girls pitch to? So you girls pitch to which organization and so on that we have here?
So the first reason why we started this was, we're not in the same team for Digital Ninja, right? But how I got to know more about Chan and more about Arif was from the Digital Ninja programs, because it puts people who are like alike but with different strengths together. So what had actually happened was, one day, we sit and talk about a lot of things. And then it came like, we want to join this project, this competition called Young Founders Summit Asia. So we actually came up with this solution for that competition, right? And who we have pitched to is, in fact, for that we had to get like 10 letters of intent from different companies. We also approached a few companies. We presented from people from different countries, and we approached a lot of people. So yeah, that we have pitched to many people, in fact.
Okay, so what do you learn and what you gain from this pitching presentation or the whole project, Chan?
There was a lot that we can learn from this, because from the start, all we really did was like, how do we come up with solutions to solve problems, right? But in this, it was a little bit different because it was pitching. So we had to learn a lot of things, like how do we convince people to actually tell them that this is really beneficial to the community, and a lot of pitching stuff.
Yeah, pitching skills you need. It's not about like tell you, hey, how great is this product, but how this product can benefit you at the end of the day. Yeah, thank you very much. So here, another question that I would like to know is, these videos, the pitching was held in year 2020, right? During the pandemic time?
Yeah.
Okay, so how you girls work together with Arif during that time, because it was lockdown, it was a lot of difficulty happening right there. So how you girls work together with him together in a team?
So I think this project, we've worked on it since 2019, in fact. The first time we joined the competition, we didn't win. But we're grateful to say last year we actually won champion. It was because I think the habit of just never giving up. But since we roughly had the prototype, right, we just improved from that. So this one, it was more of the visuals. So I think the 3D designing as a whole. So we used to stay up till late night just to get the project done. And what the most important thing was how we managed to convince through the pitch, via the pitch, is that we kept practicing again and again. Practice makes perfect. It's like a very common word, but definitely it does help, because it came to a point, and what we did was, how we prepared ourselves was, you try to ask me a question which the judges might ask. So we kind of roughly prepared for all the questions which we think was going to come to us, so we could answer everything pretty confidently, but definitely staying up late, dividing, so we used a lot of platforms to divide tasks, to set deadlines. So I think that was definitely a very important way to divide our tasks equally as well.
Okay, so from the video I can see that there is a 3D demonstration. Yeah. Would like to know, you girls outsource it to someone else to do it, or you girls do it by yourself?
The whole thing was done by Arif. We helped him in so he showed us designs of how the product would look like, and we gave our feedback and suggestions on how to make it better.
Okay, so it means that from 0 to 1,
Yes.
you guys did it all by yourself?
Not, yeah, but definitely.
Together with Arif.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this is when I would like to just quickly mention that in a team, not everyone has to be good at coding, or not everyone has to be good at that one specific team. In our team, we would say it's a very dynamic team because we have our own strengths. So I'm more to pitching, and then Shan was in the coding, and then Arif is like really cool in his aesthetics, his design. So it really puts us together as a very good one dynamic team. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much on this sharing. Now we know that why your team got to be the champion for year 2020. Well, it's really a very awesome team, I can see, because everyone knows their role, everyone played their parts very well. So at the end of the day, you girls got the achievement you deserve right here. Thank you. Okay, so let's proceed with the next questions that I would like to ask, because some of our viewers here would like to know more about this. Okay, why do you think that STEM is an important field for girls to try out and get into? Why do we come up with these questions? I think most probably it's because of the viewer would like to find out, like, hey, the girls do think that the girls are not well involved in this segment. So maybe, young ladies, you can tell us more about this. Why do you think STEM is an important field for the girls to try?
Okay, so I think it's a very important field because it really helps you grow as a person. To just explore the amount of opportunities that you have out there, the future careers. It just really opens your mind, besides doctor, engineer, lawyer, right? Yes. This is what we are really focusing into, and I also had that mindset, right? Until I joined these programs, and STEM just really opens your mind about the infinite possibilities. You can do anything, and literally if you're able to code, then you can come up with any solution. If you have a good team, you can just look at something. You know, like how, everyone just being featured on newspapers and coming up with like amazing solutions. That's because they are experienced. They know how to do it in a very systematic process. So I identified this problem, now I have to think of a solution, and then I have to market it out to the people. So I think why I think it's very important field for girls is because in fact an important field for
Everybody.
It's a field for everybody. Everyone has to explore it. But we want more girls to try it out because it just really opens your mind to much more things that are out there.
A wider world.
Yeah.
A wider point, a wider perspective.
Yeah.
And vision. So what about you, Chan?
To me, I think, it's important for literally everyone to get into STEM. Mainly because I think that in school we are taught a lot of things like, here's what you need to know. It's just they give you the knowledge and then you accept and you absorb and then you memorize it, right? So I think STEM is different in a way that you don't need to know all these things. You don't need to know the knowledge and you can get into it and then you can learn afterwards. So I think it's really, it gives us a mindset of like, it's just be free, You can just keep going on even though you don't have the experience or knowledge.
Because you can learn while
Yeah.
you are on the journey.
Yes.
Okay, so once again, girls and boys out there catching us on today's Facebook Live, hello and hi. Thank you so much for joining us here. Don't forget to like our Facebook page and share this live stream out to your friends and family. Set it as public because we have fabulous prizes waiting for you. Yep, today we are giving away 50 Ringgit Touch and Go e-wallet top up. If you would like to walk away with this, stay with us until the end of our event as we will be announcing the winner shortly. So here together with me, I have two young ladies. They are Sai and Chan. So Sai and Chan are our digital ninja. Well, they have told us a lot about Digital Ninja and their achievements, what they have learned in Digital Ninja, the Digital Maker Hub. Here I have a questions to both of them because I do think that a lot of girls in Malaysia, not to say the other side of the world, but only in Malaysia, they are not really exposing themselves in the STEAM world. Yeah, they might learn ballet, they might learn piano, this hard skill, but not STEAM. So maybe you can tell us more about like, hey, your point of view on the upcoming generation of girls in STEAM field. Sai.
Okay, so I think definitely, I hope and I really think I will be seeing more future leaders or girls in this field because of the opportunities we're getting. I think like 5 years ago, we had no idea about this, and in fact we were like the first batch in our school that were actually very active in all these innovation competitions and just joining and exploring ourselves. So what are my views is that firstly, definitely I hope for more girls to just try it out. You don't have to really love it at first, but later on you'll definitely fall in love with this field. And you don't have to you don't have to physically join a competition or something to get to know about it. There's always YouTube. There's always Google where you can always learn and just explore and just do so much more. So I do hope and I think that we will see a lot more in the future in Malaysia.
I have a better suggestion right here. How to get more girls involved in the STEAM world is by joining us for a trial class right now. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, right here, iTrain Kids would like to provide you a free trial class worth 150 ringgit. So as long as you are a young lady, you are a girl, you can just go to the link below that has been by our admin, click on it and you can claim for a free trial class right now worth 150 ringgit. And also together with that, we are giving away complimentary gift with your sign up. So you not only get free lessons, at the same time you also have free gifts together with you in your class. So what you need to do is very simple and easy. Just click on the link, register yourself, put in your name, put in your IC number, put in your email, put in your phone number, and that's all you need. By the way, both of you are not allowed to join, yeah? So let's back to here. Well, we have talked about the point of view of the upcoming generation of girls in the STEAM field. Here I have a question to Chan. Do you see any opportunities provided to the girls in school or outside school on the STEM category?
To me, I think in schools there are definitely opportunities, just that it's less for now because not a lot of people really know about STEM and because STEM is to me I think it's quite a new thing that's being introduced, and in the future I can really see that schools, not only specific niche schools, but literally just any public school can just introduce them to the students, and also outside of school, Digital Makers Hub like this, I think they're doing a really great job of like, because some of them they do go to schools and introduce them to the students, and there's also like online demonstrations, and yeah, so I think there are opportunities.
Okay, so here we have talked about Digital Makers Hub, we have talked about Digital Ninja, and you girls have told me that there are so many things to learn in this camp. So Kia, back to both of you. What is the most interesting activity or lesson that you have found in Digital Makers Hub? Chan, or you need to think about it because there are too many. Okay, Sai, do you have anything? Like, what is the most interesting lesson or activity, skills you pick up from that?
From the Digital Ninja program, I think because I was there for 3 years, there is a lot. But I think the first camp for me was very memorable. It was had like in America. I think the best part for me is when we actually the activity is when we sit and brainstorm about the problem. Because usually what we do is, we always think of a solution before going to the core, the root of the problem, like you mentioned earlier, right? So I think one activity we had was like, it was a very simple activity, just, in the mahjong paper, we had to stick like the user and what are the issues this individual is facing, right? Because I'm from an urban area, I'm from like the city, I don't know what people are facing in the village. So I think this activity really opened my eyes to like, research can help a lot, right? It's so simple to just Google about an issue and just start searching it up. So we were put in this group, we were asked to like discuss about this issue, and we put like all our thoughts to it. And it was a very, very interesting way. And the next thing I would also say is like, because we had our own managers, like social media manager and things like that. It was so cool because our social media manager, my team was like really cool. So she always was on point with posting things, and we always had like activities in between to just, release our stress, and besides all these things. So teamwork and the way they put the team together itself was a very interesting concept.
Okay, thank you very much. And what about Chan?
For me, the most interesting thing I find in this Digital Ninja is like how they put us into groups of different strengths and weaknesses, different perspectives or point of views are very different. And one of the things I got from that is to learn to cope to these kinds of situations, right? Because a lot of things that happen in schools, we are always with our friends. We choose our friends. So in this program, we don't get to choose. You just have to go with it. Yeah, adapt with it. And this, I think, is really important because it happens in the real life, right? When you're working as an adult, I think it happens a lot. That's why I think this is one of the most important things I've learned.
Okay, so here let me do a recap right here. I somehow realized that with the answers you girls provide, I actually thought that you girls would tell me, hey, I learned about mathematics, I learned about coding, and that's the thing that I'm really interested in. But no, it's about communication. It's about how you interact with people, how you girls work together, how to have teamwork in this camp, in this group of people. So you see, when we talk about STEAM, a lot of parents must be wondering like, hey, I do not want my kids to be a nerd at the end of the day, so I do not want to put them into this field. But not really, because no doubt that mathematics, science, engineering, arts, and also STEAM and technologies are the essentials, okay, essential things that you will need in your life. And at the same time, while you are learning these things, you get to know how to communicate with people. Yeah, so see, this is something very different, yeah, compared to what was in your mind earlier, isn't it? So here, it seems that we have come to almost the end of the project, of our live stream here. I would like to ask both of the ladies, 17 years old, time for SPM. Oh, after SPM, a bigger decision in your life, what you would like to be, what you would like to select for your tertiary education. Sai.
Everyone out there, every time you ask a student this, you will have to think. So I think for me, I just want to quickly say that I've always wanted to become a doctor. Since young, always, right? But I think after joining this event, it really showed me that, there is a lot more cool things out there. So I definitely want to continue to pursue my education in the field of science and technology. I think currently I'm still considering food science and technology because I think it's an emerging, there's a future in that industry. because food is a necessity. And in the future, we're going to test out, they're testing on different meats, like to make fake meats and things like that, right? So I think I see a very good future in that field. However, I am sure that I would continue in this field, in the STEM field, but not exactly sure on what yet. But yeah.
What about Chan?
For me, it's definitely gonna be engineering or technology. I mean, I do like games. It's a really cool thing. So that's why I think like one of my options would definitely be like game development, but in the technological field, right? And yeah, that's basically my plans. I haven't really decided which one yet.
Okay, thank you so much, young ladies, for joining us here today. You know what, I have really learned a lot. To be very honest, both of them are just 17 years old. Yeah, very different compared to who I was when I was 17 years old. Very, they are very clear with what they want in their life, and at the same time, they know what do they would like to achieve in the future. So here, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you joining us on today's live stream as well. And don't forget, if you have not shared this live stream out, make sure you share this live stream out as soon as possible. Like us on our platform, because in another 1 more minute, I will be selecting, or we will be selecting the winners for our Touch and Go e-wallet top-up worth 50 ringgit. Oh, we already got it. Okay, so here, before we announce the winners, here a reminder to everybody, if you would like to know, hey, what do we provide you here in iTrain Kids? We have coding lessons. So if you would like to, explore more on STEAM field, come over here, join us for a class. And by the way, for ladies out there, young ladies, aged between 4 to 18 years old, we are providing you a free trial class worth 150 ringgit. Just click on the link and you will get yourself registered in the fastest and easiest way. Then also receive a free gift at the end of the day when you attend our class. Okay, so here, thank you very much for your participation. Time to announce the winners. So who should do this? I do this or you two do this? So why not you announce one winner and you announce one winner together with us here?
Sure.
All right, so 50 ringgit, Touch and Go e-wallet. The winners are?
How to pronounce it? Ryochi Peng, if I pronounce it right. Ryochi Peng.
Yeah, Ryochi Peng, Ryoichi, congratulations. Yeah, and also another winner we have here?
And the second winner goes to Shamala Bala. Congrats!
Congratulations to Ryoichi Peng and Shamala Bala. Thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much for joining us on today's live stream. And don't forget to, PM our admin, because we would like to pass you your 50 ringgit Touch and Go e-wallet. And also to our viewers out there, if you would like to find out more about Digital Ninja, you can actually go to the website and check it out. And also if you would like to find out more about iTrain Kids, wow, simple and easy. Just like us on our Facebook and then follow us, and also, share our live stream every time we have one. All right. So thank you, young lady, for joining us here. We have Sai and Chan, and that's all for today. Thank you so much. Good day and goodbye, everybody.